called My Depression Caused by One of the Worst Weeks Ever.
Okay.
My depression caused by one of the worst weeks ever. I feel heavy burdened by the weight that comes from the decisions I've been making as of late. Like the guy who waited approximately an hour after we almost copulated to say, I feel guilty because I don't think I want to date you. I said, don't worry, I don't hate you. I ain't even angry. He said if I were, it's fine, it would only be expected of me, and that's when I was reminded of the fact that he lives his life in fear of success while I live mine from a place of compassion and love, so it was easy for me to understand how this decision made in haste could seem overwhelmingly confusing to a man who sets his life's pace according to his intellect. I knew he meant no disrespect, even though he landed an unintentional blow when he says, I really do want love, but you, like me, only look good on paper. And that's when my lungs lost their vapor. Still, I remain cool, being reminded of the fool at the beginning of every tarot deck, making decisions lacking self-respect, and that's when the shame set in. Only I could start that day over again, I would have just went home. Oh, what a weaving catacomb of events, like earlier that week when I lost my independence in the form of a car engine laid to rest. I swear I could hear God in cruel humor going, this is only a test. Sometimes primal instincts give way to reckless abandon and the consequences come back to you at random like perfunctory. That was the term used to describe me the next day on an evaluation form. Such an exact opposite adjective from the usual norm, but Carla, you're just so happy and cute. And to that I have to say, well, fuck you. Sometimes sunshine reigns. Those who feel great joy tend to feel intense pain, and my account of joyful content has been overdrawn, not just spent. And my well of cheerful enthusiasm has been depleted, and quite honestly, I just feel defeated from constantly battling the voracious voices inside my head. I have to be careful not to be misled by these hormones overtaking this body, and half the reason I did that stupid shit, you see, I just hit my sexual prime. I know, because I'm horny all the time. And my body just keeps saying, I want a baby, I want a baby, I want a baby. Nobody, your ass is motherfucking crazy. You can't even hold down a steady relationship. And chances are, if you did find someone around your next birthday, you'll be broken up with. Preferable method over the phone. So when you get over the initial shock, all you'll hear is dial tone. Yep, that pretty much sums it up. And then there's the by now voice that tells me where I should be in life. Like, Carla, by now you should be a wife. By now you should have a family. By now you should have a degree. By now you should have a stable career. Lately, by now is all I fucking hear, so to you by now voice I say eat shit and die. I'm an eternal soul living in a temporary body on borrowed time, and I refuse to set my standards to those set by a society who follow mindless politicians and corrupt religions like sheep. Quite frankly, the thought of it all just makes me weep, so excuse me while I crawl into the fetal position and cry for that spark inside of me that somehow died, but surely these guttural howls are uttered in vain, for at the core of it all, we're all the same. Surely I am not the only one who feels lost and under the gun. I am just one of many whose chances, if any, of obtaining peace of mind are few and far between and hard to find, so I'll just pick myself up and dust myself off and put the events of this week into a mental box and set them on the shelf till I'm ready to deal with the pain and rejection I most certainly feel. You see, Lauren once told me that consequence is no coincidence, and I get no exception, so here's to my inception of better decision-making skills.